Welcome everybody. We're here live under the Mat Radio. Special Skype exclusive interview. This is your host Tech, and also, but you will see him momentarily, our great staff member EXO. Today's date is January the 10th, 2024. Time is 2:16 p.m. Eastern Time. May not be the same time depending on where you are watching and listening. We have a very special guest returning to us. Is none other than the man himself, formerly known as Top Dollar from WWE, but now, of course, AJ Francis. What's up, brother? Welcome.
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
No problem. No problem. You got a nice setup back there. See, we from Baltimore, Maryland, right here. See the Maryland Terps jersey in the back. I see football
Yeah,
jerseys
that's
back.
mine. That's my jersey. I got a bunch of the homies' jerseys on the wall here. This is my like game room slash studio. So like this where all the songs you hear me record, I record them here on this computer. That's right. You can't see the computer, but it's right here. Um, I record everything here. I play all my video games in here. This is like my special safe haven room in my house.
Understand? And we all need that. It's true. We have a house or wherever you stay, you always got to have a room, or even in an apartment, you just have like a little area where it's a safe space. You can collect your thoughts, a happy place where if you feel down and depressed, you go to, make music, watch movies, do whatever it is. Speaking of college football, of course, as everyone knows, Michigan has won the college championship on Monday. What's your thoughts on Michigan and Jim Harbaugh? And of course, the Ravens with John.
I'm happy for Michigan. I'm glad that Michigan won for two reasons. One, Maryland played them real tough. Maryland was one of the toughest games of the year, so
Yeah.
that speaks volumes to the Terps and what they have and the potential of the team going forward. Um, but on top of that, I did my canned food drive at the University of Maryland, and it was the Michigan game, and the Michigan community supported my canned food drive more than any away team ever has,
Wow.
and like they made more cash donations than any team ever has, including people on their staff made cash donations. So, and they never like publicly said this or announced this, and they were in the middle of the whole Harbaugh scandal. So like they could have used it to get good press, you know what I'm saying, which they needed at the time. But they didn't even do that. They just did it out of the kindness of their hearts. So I got nothing but love and respect for the people of Michigan.
It's good. And I know you and I had talked to each other doing the canned food drive. We was going to try to meet up. We wasn't able to, but just know that the Marylanders, the people here in Baltimore City, everyone loved the fact that you're one of us, and the fact that you came and you gave a donation and gave back to the community really means a lot. Because you don't see that a lot here. You
I
know that.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. And I'm just grateful for the opportunities I've been given in my life. So I always try to give back.
That's good. Now, tell us about your room. Also, we see your jersey. You have another jersey behind you. What are some of the other jerseys that you have in your safe haven?
The other jersey behind me is my boy Brent Grimes. He's like my best friend. We played together
Yes.
on the Dolphins. That's his third Pro Bowl jersey. He went to four Pro Bowls. He gave me his Pro Bowl jersey. I got that my jersey over there, the Maryland jersey is my jersey I got on senior day. I got a Cameron Wake Miami Dolphins jersey on the
Yes.
wall over there. I
Great
got
play.
my very first Dolphins jersey on the wall over here. I also have a signed Juan Dixon University of
Wow.
Maryland jersey
Yeah.
that I won at a silent auction. So I got a bunch of really cool stuff in here, and then I got even cooler jerseys like in boxes. Like I got a Stephon Diggs rookie jersey from when he was on the Vikings.
Back in
That's
jail.
in a that's in a box. I got all my homies that I jersey swapped with in the NFL. They're all in a box. I got unless I start hanging the jerseys from the ceiling, I ain't got enough room to put them all up.
Look, man. Shout out to your man Grimes. Great player. I remember playing for the Dolphins. Him, Cameron Wake. Shout out
Hmm.
to the Pivot Podcast Chowder. I mean, there's
Hmm.
always of the Dolphins colors. Dan Marino, of course, one of the goats. My second all-time favorite quarterback besides Joe Montana. So I didn't say Brady, Joe Montana. Nothing against Brady, but I was always, I remember how the rivalry was. It was Brady or Manning. I was always Peyton Manning.
Hmm.
Now, what about you? Was
Absolutely.
you too Peyton Manning over Brady?
Nah, because I played on the Patriots, so I know Tom a
Yeah.
little cool. I know
Yeah.
Tom a little cooler than that. You know what I'm saying? That's he a cool dude, man. Tom is funny too. So I always enjoyed my time in New England. So I would definitely have to say I'm Team Brady.
Team Brady, I got you. And shout out to the old school goat man, Drew Bledsoe. I remember him. Used to love them, man. Him and Bill Park, Big Senior, Bill Parcells.
Shout out to his lacerated spleen, so that we got the birth of Brady.
Right. I just say that. I did it. Look, my man's injury.
You know what I'm
In the
saying?
tuck rule. In the tuck rule.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Look, listen, we ain't had the tuck rule since then. I remember watching the game on TV.
me
We
too.
we in Baltimore, so by default we hate the Steelers and the Patriots. When I
Yeah,
saw that game, I said, "Man, come on, what is going on here?" But it's all good, man. Definitely Brady. And speaking of competitiveness, and we'll get to your career in pro wrestling, but you also have a career in football, which a lot of people don't talk about. Um, Brady just gave big ups to Lamar Jackson. Just want to give your thoughts on Lamar Jackson being one of the greats in Baltimore.
um, I mean, I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl before the season started. WWE, I was still in WWE, and they went around asking everybody who they think was going to win the Super Bowl. Um, and the only person that said the Ravens was me. Everybody
God
said like the
damn.
Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers.
Yeah.
Even some people said like the Cardinals, which was out of
The
pocket. You know what I'm
Cardinals.
saying?
What the what the
Then somebody said
Cardinals.
the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
Coach, you gonna go they
Uh,
gonna go with Patty Cake Mahomes all the time. You know that.
yeah, yeah. So I get. You know what I'm saying? But like I picked the Ravens before the season started. I even said I was like, I think it's Lamar Jackson's year, and I said that
Yeah.
before the season started. And now he about to win MVP. So I look like a genius. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
I just think Dolphins. I think the Ravens just have a great all around team, and I think that this is their year.
I agree with you, man. I said this a few years ago. I said the next, like you had the Brady and Manning rivalry, and of course you had, of course, Montana back in the day, and you had him, and you had the 49ers rivalries, Montana. Then you had the Cowboys and Aikman and Favre in the 90s and Elway. And that was going to be Mahomes and Lamar for real. Then you got Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. So you got the two top four quarterbacks in the NFL. That's how it is right now. And
Yep.
and then, and the thing is with football, this one you know as a quarterback, you're respected. When you get mad as shit, you start getting mad, you start throwing down helmets, and the press don't beat you up for it. You there. Lamar did it. It's okay. Josh Allen did it. They got on him. Brady did it all the time. Brady throws something middle fingers, man. Fuck you.
Hmm.
What you doing? They couldn't say nothing, so that's all good. Um, go ahead, Exo. I have you go ahead and take over.
Hey, what's going on, bro? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good, good. So, first of all, it's a breath of fresh air to see a Baltimorean, do some big things. Not only in sports, but also in wrestling, and of course, naturally in music as well. Um, how long have you been like doing hip hop? And I'm pretty sure you've done a lot in the Baltimore hip hop scene as well.
Yeah. So first time I started rapping when I was 12 years old. I actually started rapping before I started playing football, or obviously before I started wrestling. Um, I've been rapping is like the thing I've been doing the longest. I used to do like I'm from the old school, man, where we used to do battle raps in the locker room after PE class. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? When that grinding beat came out, we used to freestyle at the lunch table every
Woo!
day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm old school with it, so
Oh yeah,
I've
same,
been
same, same.
I've been spitting for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I got to the NFL. When I was in the NFL, I was in my like fourth year in the NFL, and I was like, what do I want to? Because the NFL, you never. I ended up playing 6 years, but you never know. Like tomorrow could be your last day. You never know.
Mhm.
Right.
So I was always like, while I'm still here, like what's something that I always wanted to do, but I've never done yet? And I was like, I'm gonna make an album. And I made an album. It's called OTA. And like I made it for myself. And I said, if nobody listens to it, then like I made it for me. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped it, and it's now it's got like 2 million streams. The album as a whole, so it's like clearly I had built a fan base. So then I just kept rapping from then on, and it's cool, man, because like now, like, and then I get big opportunities, like, thanks to my connections in the NFL as well, where like my buddy owns the company Grip Boost, which you may have seen on the field many times. Their
Yeah.
main contributor, their main advocate or whatever is Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek um had me make the Super Bowl song for the Chiefs, like what is it, 3 years ago now? The Super Bowl they lost to
The
Brady.
Buccaneers. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they'd have won that Super Bowl, the song would probably went platinum. But they lost,
True,
so
true,
you
true.
know it was buried away forever.
Mm.
Um, but you know, like big opportunities like that to be able to make a Super Bowl song for an NFL team. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
that
indeed.
came from just rapping, and I grew up on 92Q just like everybody else. So it's
Yeah.
like,
True, true, true,
V103.
true.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
so it's like I'm big in the city scene. Um I remember when we didn't want to claim Cisco. I remember that for so long.
Yep.
I remember that.
They don't want to do it. They don't
I
want to do
remember
it.
I remember everybody loved Drew Hill, but as soon as Cisco went off on his own, it was like,
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
he got silver hair. I
Uh-huh.
can't.
Yo, you know what's
Meanwhile, he's
wild,
the
yo?
biggest hit maker in the world. Like,
Yo, you know what's
you know,
crazy, yo? My brothers in them, and this is no lie. He'll never admit that shit, and that's perfectly fine. My brothers in them used to chase that nigga home from school, yo. Real shit. My brothers in them, hey Cisco, you know my brothers. Last name Whitfield. They used to chase your ass home. Don't sit back and
I
sit
got
up there and act like
and
no.
now they would try to pull up to his. So it's a
yeah.
full circle
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
Full
yeah.
circle
You
moment.
A-
tried, you want to.
Exo know this, AJ. We was me and my wife was at a concert a few years ago, and Woody, this nigga got off the bus and came to the concert. We sitting there like, what is nigga coming down with a backpack? It was Woody. Drew Hill was singing on stage. Woody came off the bus, and our godfather grew up with our godbrother Barney grew up with Woody. So he came out off the bus on a backpack like a regular dude, and they called him up on stage, and he started singing. And then he did the interview. I don't know if you
Wow.
saw Woody, the interview Woody did on YouTube, where he talked about how he was a regular guy, he worked a regular job, he still goes to church. And he was like, dude is off the MTA. You know how Baltimore is at the little,
Hmm.
Wow.
you know how Baltimore
Wow.
got, you got the backpack real tight right on your nipples off. He came up in there.
I never understood why people did that shit. I fucking hate
I
it.
You know,
never did that shit. I
I
never did
never
that
did
shit.
either.
Nah, I hate it. Nah,
My
never.
backpack sags. I need a little room. I'm big as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah, it's tight. You got the little indentations of your collarbone. All
Right, right, right. Yo,
right.
what school you went to, yo?
I actually went to. I got a scholarship, and I went to high school in DC. I went to Gonzaga in DC. Um,
Nice.
but my dad, I would have went to Old Mill, right outside BWI.
Ah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
my dad was actually the basketball coach at Old Mill, and at one point he was also basketball coach and football coach in at North County. Um, and so now he just stopped being the football coach at Meade, and now he just works in administration. But like I grew up probably like 10 minutes from BWI, probably like 15 minutes from the city, and yeah, I mean I spent a lot of time out there though, so you know a lot of folks got my folks in Cherry Hill, a lot of folks all over Baltimore for real, over east, over west. Um, I went to played in all the basketball tournaments at Lake Clifton.
Yes,
So
late.
I've
Yeah,
been all
yeah.
over the city. I've been all over the
Right,
city.
That's
right.
old school.
I do have one question. One question because you said something earlier, and it piqued my interest because you of course Baltimorean. So you said something about battle rap. Have you battle rap? Have you ever battle rap? And if so, how many bodies have you caught? Also, Have you had any like lyrical beef with anybody?
Beef? Nah, not a real beef with no real rappers. But like, yes, I had battle rap many times. Um, I've caught many bodies. The one time I got caught as a body. I was in. It's always, they say never judge a book by its cover, right? So like, I did this battle rap tournament at the University of Maryland, and like, uh, it was like 20. I want to say it was like 20 battle rappers in there, whatever. And the first dude I throttled him, like he ain't stand a chance. And then in the second round, I faced this little white girl. And I'm looking at her, and I didn't see her go the first time because, what I'm saying, I was in the back preparing for my shit. I didn't see her. So I seen her go. I didn't see her go. And then when I'm seeing her on stage, I'm like, nobody worry about this. All right. And I did some cool little casual, like I was spitting, and then I hit her with a something. I said something like, "You beat me, man. That shit's a mirage. Fuck Nikki. Y'all got me battling Vicky Minaj, right?" And the people was like, "Oh," the place was like
Oh,
going crazy. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? Cool punchline, you know what I'm saying? I had
man.
to, man, she went and flame broiled my shit. Like, she had all these fat jokes on deck, dude. She lit my shit
Damn.
up. It's like she saved all the fat jokes she ever wrote for one verse against
Damn,
me.
dissect you.
It's,
Jesus
it
She
cooked
Christ.
th-
me,
she
cooked me.
Thanos, yo. She
Yeah,
got
she
the
cooked my
Thanos.
ass.
Damn,
She
she
cooked my
damn.
ass. That was and that was the last time I was like actually on stage battling somebody. Um, and then which is funny because now I'm gonna be in the Battle Rumble the day before WrestleMania, day before Royal Rumble in Tampa, January 26th. Mega Ran's gonna be there. Max Caster's gonna be there.
Ooh,
Kaz
Max
is gonna be
Caster,
there.
nice.
Leo Rush is gonna be there. So it'll be dope.
Max Caster, he's dope. I've grown to respect him lyrically. Him and Charlie Bravo, he's dope as shit too.
I think Carly's gonna be there.
Yeah, Carly, I fucks with him. But
We we
Max, he's nice.
we was gonna ask you, AJ, your thoughts on Max Caster lyrical skills and John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really call it because like they do that wrestling punchline rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They don't be really rapping. They be trying to pop wrestling fans. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
yeah.
Like, for example, one of my lines I did in front of a wrestling crowd, I said, "You mess with me, you're gonna end up with that Kobe beef." That's no, I said, "I'm gonna slice and dice you like some Kobe beef. That's 24 hours a day and 8 days a week." Right? That's a dope bar. Wrestling fans have no idea what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it don't make the bar less dope because wrestling fans don't get it. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
So like shout out to Max, shout out to Cena. Neither one of them can rap with me, and they know it. That's why they don't ever say something.
Oh shit! Yo, that's a bold statement, sir.
Did you
I mean,
now?
Bold statement.
Cena told me himself he don't want to rap with me. Like he told me that himself. So like,
You
it's not me just
you know,
it's not me just going out. Cena told me that himself
well,
in his dressing room at SmackDown. So like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Like,
up.
Cena, no. Remember,
That's what's
Cena said the
up.
same thing about Max.
He
Remember,
did.
Cena was like, no, I'm getting him not
Yeah.
facing Max. I'm gonna leave that alone.
He
Speaking of
actually can. That's dope though. That's what's up. Hey,
speak,
hey.
speaking of rappers, we gotta go old school since we all about the same age, give or take a couple years, older, younger. Remember in school, we used to have the little rivalries, Parker, Biggie,
Oh,
Wu-Tang, Bone. You know how it
oh
was.
boy.
NWA, Run DMC, Naughty by Nature, Onyx. Gotta ask you, AJ. Fans want to know. We've been hitting up a lot. Parker, Biggie,
Biggie, no
Biggie and
question.
Biggie and Nas.
Biggie, no question.
Wu Bone. Wu Tang's a bone.
Wu Tang,
That's
God
excellent.
damn it. God fucking damn it.
Wu
God
Tang.
fucking damn it. Yes, there we go. We on it. Shit.
Rock him a Big Daddy Kane.
My dad might. Oh, my dad. They're two of my dad's favorites.
Yeah,
I
mine
would
too.
say, Rakim, but my dad might go either way. Honestly. Hey
I, I,
yo,
I'm with you. I grew up like the Big Daddy Kane, the high top, the Gumby, but I love Rakim, so I'm kind of like
true.
ah. But Exo, you
It's
the
a,
man.
it's
You go ahead with it. You go and take over the whole rap. If you,
um I would yeah, I would go with Rakim. I could teeter between the two though. Um shit, okay. Jay-Z or T.I.
Jay-Z. I don't think that's close. And no
Uh
disrespect to
it's,
Ti, but
right, right,
I
right.
don't think it's close.
Um UGK or 8 Ball MJG.
UGK, and I also don't think that's close. And that's also not because it's also not just because Uncle Bun is me and Uncle Bun are cool now, but you know what I'm saying. Like I don't think it's close. You know what I'm saying.
Wow. Wow.
my man.
Eminem or Black Thought.
You said who were Black Thought?
Eminem or Black Thought.
Oh, I mean,
They different though.
they different, but
Different style. Yeah,
I
they different.
mean, Black Thought got some of the coldest verses ever.
Bruh,
And people
listen.
don't know that.
I
People don't
love
know
Black.
that, but Black Thought got some of the coldest verses ever. But M has like M is just to me word like if you break down word for word, bar for bar what rappers are saying, I don't think anybody's ever been as good as him. Like anybody. Like there's songs where he talks about killing his mom and killing his girlfriend and all this other wild shit so that like pushes you away from him. But like on the joints where he's just spazzing, like his verse on Renegade with Jay, like you know what I'm saying? Like
That was unfair too, y'all, because he made the beat.
the
You made the
crazy
beat
thing
and you bodied though. Come on.
the crazy thing is like and that's the thing that's crazy is that like niggas love saying that he bodied Jay. Jay's verse on that joint is insane.
Hey,
M just
versus actually this is he dissing him. Versus a
it,
diss to Eminem.
just Jay's
Literal.
verse on that joint is insane. But M's verse on the joint might be the best verse in the history of hip hop.
I could challenge that on many different levels. I could throw multiple verses that trumps an Eminem verse. Now don't
Yeah,
get
all
me
right.
wrong. Lyrically, shit.
Yeah, all right.
Where do you want to start? We
Yeah,
could do this one.
yeah, all
I'm
All
right.
right,
with.
so
I
give us
like it.
one.
Yeah,
All
all
right,
right.
give us one.
It was
That's
And
good.
that's not even M's best verse. M's best verse is probably on the Dead Wrong remix. He did the Biggie Dead Wrong remix.
oh shit. I can
There's
name a
7
verse.
different levels of devil worshiping, horses' heads, human sacrifices, cannibalisms, candles, and exorcisms, animals having sex with them, camels, mammals, and rabbits. But I don't get into that. I kick the habit. I just beat you to death with weapons that eat through the flesh, and I'll never eat you unless the fucking meat looks fresh. I got a 9 in my pocket. I'm
Yeah, I'm
lying. I got
lying.
a line in my pocket. I'm just dying to conquer. He's ready for war. I'm ready for war. I got machetes and swords for any faggot who said he was wrong. Your Uzi's ready as yours, man. You met me before. I just didn't have this larger arsenal of weapons before. Marshall was deadly before. I put your head on the floor with your body spread on the bedspread, red on the floor, red on the ceiling, red on the wall. Get a new whore. Met on the second, wet on the third, and she's dead on the fourth. I'm dead wrong. What? Come
You
on,
hear that?
son.
Look at that. You hear that?
Come
Go, that
on,
so he
son.
gotcha.
Come on,
AJ,
son. Come
AJ, y'all know
on.
what you are.
Abomatomically, Socrates,
Uh,
philosophy to hypotheses, kept defining while be
uh,
dropping these mockeries.
uh,
Lyrically perform robberies,
great,
flee but the lottery, possibility spotted me, battle
great.
scar shogun, assault you with my pen hits tremendous, also violence shines by vengeance. I expect you to the future see millennia, killer bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum, shackling the masses with drastic rag tactics, graphic displays, but still like blacksmiths, black wool jacket, clean beat, east a gun set, run the rope between take gas slates to function. Here's by the score, take flight inside the war, 10-6-4. That hard fancy man more. Behold the bold soldier, control the glow solely. Proceeds to blow, see the swords like shinobi. Stalk round and pound, footprints like solid rock. Who got a lot before I'm alive on your hottest block? Come
Tough,
on,
very
y'all.
great
Come
verse,
on,
but it's
y'all.
not. It's
Come on,
not fucking
y'all.
with 7 different
But
levels of devil worshiping.
shit. Shit.
It's a battle
That
right
verse,
here.
that verse right there, yo. Cannot, and that's freestyle. That's the
There's
crazy part.
7 different levels of devil worship
Versus
and horses'
freestyle.
heads, human
Eminem versus
sacrifices,
written.
cannibalisms, candles and exorcisms, mammals and having sex with them, camels, mammals, and rabbits. But I don't get into that. I kick the habit. I just come on, son. It's not even no
The
disrespect to the
fact that
Wu. Shout out to Wu.
the
But let's be
fact
real.
that the verse is dope and it's written, but the Spectre Death verse is freestyle. That's the best
But that
32
don't matter to me.
bars.
That don't matter to me. That
Yo,
don't matter to
and
me.
you can't lyrically, yo, that
That
shit.
don't matter
And
to
I'm
me.
not taking that Eminem
It's
away.
like when people. It's like when people like when you go on a radio station and freestyle, but it's a verse you have memorized. People are like, that's not a freestyle. I'm like, then you get up there and do it with your bitch ass.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, I don't care if it's memorized or freestyle or written. I don't care. Like, we going verse for
Now,
verse.
I'm about to say lyrically, and I do agree with that part. When it comes to displaying skills, doesn't matter if it's freestyle or if it's a verse that's memorized. The the point is to see who bars is
Yeah.
better than the other, who got off bar who. That's it. It doesn't matter if you can freestyle this shit or if it's something that you memorize. Is your bars better than mine? So,
Mm-hmm.
We got
and that's to me that's a good point.
we got one now for the newer generation. James had tax and said, "What about J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar?"
Ooh.
It depends on what you're going for. If you're going for like Kendrick's verses be like artsy. Like he adds artistic flavor, the way he changes his tone, the way he changes his inflections, the way he sews words together, the way that like it sounds like different people are rapping at different parts when it's him on all parts, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he like adds random sound effects and things like that to like enhance the listener experience. And all that shit's dope. But like Cole just gonna spit on a beat and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? He not finna add all those extra elements. He just gonna give you bars, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, this nigga Cole was spitting." You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's true.
So that's the difference.
I got one to mention to you real quick before we get to other topics. He don't get talked about a lot. Me and Exo talk about him. Lipe. What you thought about Lipe Fiasco?
I'm cool with Lupe. Met Lupe. He's good dude. He just, I don't know. It happens a lot in hip hop. Like he didn't get worse as a rapper. He just kind of fell off the scene of people giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like his first 2 albums are arguably 2 of the best albums in the history of hip hop. Um, and then like people
Agreed.
just for some reason stop caring. Um, it happens to a lot of people. Um, it's hard to maintain longevity in the hip hop game. You know, that's why people disrespect Drake and Future and say they ain't rapping about shit or they singing to the girls and all that shit. But them niggas stay relevant
There we
and
go.
And he make hella
keep
money.
Yeah.
they keep making hits because of it. You know what I'm saying?
And, and that stuff is crossover because it could be Asian,
Lupe probably has
but
20 songs better than Kick Push, but like
it's played everywhere.
that's exactly, you know what I'm saying? So like how do you continue that? You know what I'm saying?
Where Lupe messed up at was him trying to get out his record deal, and that was with Lasers. That
Hmm.
album was garbage. He probably had like one or two maybe on that, but he did that to get out of his contract. That I feel like that pivotal moment is what killed him because he came out with Food and Liquor Part Two. That shit was dope as fuck. Not a lot of people know about that. He
Yeah.
came out with he came out with like an EP. That shit was dope. His last one something in Zion, drill music in Zion.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shit is beautiful, but just like you said,
People stop
he
caring.
started caring, so nobody
It's like
knows that
it's
he
the
was
same thing.
actually
The
here
same
a
thing
couple of weeks
happened in
ago. So
same thing. It took a lot longer time, but the same thing happened with Wayne. Like Wayne is still just as good a rapper as he was. If he's actually probably a better rapper than he was in 2008 when he was on
this
top
is
of the
true.
world. You
This
know what
is
I'm
true.
saying? But like, the time has passed where like everybody's heard Wayne spit on everything, do all the craziest shit, and now even his verse could be insane, and niggas is like, oh okay, yeah, I've heard
This
that from
way,
Wayne before.
he's an icon. There, it was like, yeah, he show up anyway. Like
Yeah.
Okay,
Even though
Wayne
that
said,
last verse he did recently was actually pretty dope. That verse was dope as
Bro,
shit. That bar was pretty
all
cool.
his verses be dope. That's the thing. Is
Yeah,
like Wayne don't have a verse. You can't call out no trash Wayne verse
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Wayne got thousands of verses we probably heard, and you know what I'm saying. You not one of them is trash. But
No.
it's like you know you got Weezy. Weezy F Baby. The F is for phenomenal. That's the thing. Is like that's another thing. Bringing it back to wrestling is that like I take so much from hip hop because hip hop is my lifeblood that like I use it and on my like I start every promo with allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is AJ Francis, right?
yeah,
But obviously that's from Hove, who actually got it
oh,
from Humpty,
exactly.
right? So like
Shout out
so
to
like yeah, shout out to Digital Underground, you know what I'm saying? So like you know, that's where I got it from. And like it's funny because like I'll say that and people who know will hear that and if they've never seen me before they're like I like this dude because they got that connection, you know what I'm saying, through that. And that's how you build a fan base, right? Another thing that I took that from Jay. Another thing I took from Wayne is Wayne always says Weezy F Baby and the F is for and he changes it every time, right? I do that with Dolla. I'll say they call me Dolla because I never change. They call me Dolla because I'm always doing big business. They call me Dolla because everything I do is money, money, money. And I just come up with a new one to say every time so that
That's
like
what's up.
it stays fresh. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
like, and it also allows people to have their own favorite. Like when I first said the first time I said they call me Dollar because I never change, yo, my mentions went crazy. They was like, yo, that shit is so hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like I had said it before, just in a different instance. The only difference is like I do so many iterations in between that when I do it again, sometimes it's fresh for people and they've never heard it. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
that's one.
Now, who in the business now? We're talking about wrestling. Are hip hop rap fans that we would be surprised?
Cameron Grimes.
Wow.
Cameron Grimes is like one of the biggest hip hop heads in all of wrestling.
He looked like he had
Like,
MF Doom fan. He slang looked
yeah.
like he had MF Doom fan.
So like, so I'll never forget. Key Glock came out with glaucoma, right? And I'm playing glaucoma in the locker room, and he Cameron Grimes hit me with the yo that new Glock. I said, what the hell you know about Glock? What you know about Glizzard? You know what I'm saying? Like what you know? What you know about Glizzard? He a hip hop head. Cameron Grimes heavy hip hop head. That's one of the surprise you for sure.
Now,
That's what's
in your playlist, what other music would we find besides hip hop and rap? Other genre of music.
Reggaeton. I'm really big into reggaeton. And just Spanish music in general. I got this new song I'm about to put y'all on called Bipolar by Peso Pluma. This it's just a really dope song. Um, it's really cool, like a really dope song. It came out last year. Um, I've just recently been having it on repeat a lot. But I listen to Spanish music a lot. I listen to like some alternative rock. Like I love Hozier. Hozier's a really good
Hozier, yeah.
artist.
He's a Hozier
Hozier's
fan,
dope.
babe.
Hozier, yeah,
Hozier.
yeah, I
Love
know.
Hozier.
She said
Yeah,
yes.
I love Hozier. Love
yeah.
Hozier. Hozier's like probably my favorite rock artist.
Hozier is dope.
He just dropped a new album last year, Unreal on Earth. He drops an album every
Oh yeah, she
three to
been
four
listening to it like
years.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that album, yo, he's dope, bro. He's dope, bro.
yeah,
And then
he
a,
is dope as shit. I
and
ain't
then a
gonna say.
lot of like reggae, a lot of reggae. I like reggae. Um, yeah. So, oh, and well, I guess it's rap. It's rap, so it don't count. But I was gonna say like British grime music. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm.
Gigses
Yeah,
and the
they be
Central
yeah.
C's and the
That
Daves of the world.
that
You know what I'm
flow
saying?
is totally different too with the
Yeah, it
accent how
is.
it is.
But it
Yeah.
is. It is. But they be spitting. They be spitting. So like,
Sometimes you don't
that's one.
understand. And sometimes it take a little bit to understand what they're saying. Once you
Uh-huh.
catch it, you like, all right,
And then like
they for
I'm
real.
really big. Like I don't really listen. And within hip hop, I don't listen to a lot of female artists. Not because they don't be spitting. There's a lot of really good female artists that can spit. But like I don't. I can't like relate to what they're saying a lot of the time. So like it doesn't resonate with me as it does with women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I like the song that Sexy Red made with Drake and SZA, but like I can't relate to bend your ass over and let that coochie breathe. That's just not, you know what I'm saying? That's not for
Yeah.
me. That's not, they didn't make that for me. You know what I'm saying? They made that for the beautiful ladies in the club. But one of my favorite artists, and I would probably marry her tomorrow if she gave me the chance, is Lotto. I love Lotto. Lotto be spitting.
Yeah.
And she's just dope.
You heard it first. You hear that, Lotto?
Yeah,
You shoot
please,
your shot. You shoot your
please,
shot,
Lotto.
brother.
Yeah,
Yo
I
said,
love,
holla at me.
Holla
yeah,
at him.
Please. Get at
please.
me.
So
I
we
think
we
she got
talk.
a man. I think she got a man though, but
Things can change. Times change.
yeah,
People change.
people
Seasons change.
change.
You heard it
Jesus
first.
Christ.
So, but we gotta mention this when we get to Russia, man. Female MCs. We met MC like Super Dope, MC like Queen Latifah, Little Kim. Even bring out back in the day.
Rhapsody nowadays. You know what I'm
I was
saying?
just saying,
Yeah,
yo,
Rhapsody. Yes,
Raspity. I was just about
yes,
to say her.
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody
Raspidy's
be
a
spitting.
fucking
Yeah,
monster. The song
Yeah.
Ashura, yo.
The first
yeah.
song I ever heard with Rhapsody was actually on Kendrick's album. She was on Kendrick's album, and I was like, "Who the fuck is
Oh
this?"
yeah,
And I went back and listened to all her shit after that. I was like, "Who
I
you're
is
heard
right. I
this?"
forgot about
when I
that.
She's
heard
spitting. Uh,
Raspity, she was spitting with fucking top
Also, I
notch
don't know if y'all
quality.
listen to the. I don't know if y'all listen to the Genius
Yes,
from
she
Drumwork. You know what I'm saying? She be spitting too crazy. I met her at Drumwork Fest. Conway
um
and Westside had me pull up for that. So
Jean Grey, she nice as shit too.
yeah,
We kind of talk about rap and wrestle before giving our man Wale a shout out. Gotta give a
yeah,
shout out to Forlorn Wale. Your
yeah.
thoughts
Wale.
on him, his style.
Wale, DC legend. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all wasn't in the city. Well, y'all was, but most people wasn't in the city when More About Nothing came out when I was in college. More About Nothing, one of the greatest
Hmm.
mixtapes of all
I
time,
got
bro.
it. I got
Of
it.
all time.
And I love the fact that he's good friends with our man Jerry Seinfeld, which I love that show. And the
Yeah,
fact that he plays with words in his album and the lyrics that he has,
yeah.
definitely love it. Album about nothing, white
Album About Nothing
shoes.
also do.
Yes, definitely dope. Jesus piece. And you got to shout out to my man Stoley from Make Edition, who a lot of people don't know did a lot of background on the Gifted album with Wale. People don't even realize it.
Gifted.
Yes. Yeah, we're
That's
musicians.
what's up.
I'm a musician. I grew up in a family of music, so we listen to everything. Kiss, Metallica, Journey,
Same here.
Sting, XO, you won't get mad about this. You know your boy, what was that? Big Time. Uh what's his
Manny
name?
Fresh?
Yeah, no. Okay. What was that song for
Matt,
WrestleMania?
Matt,
XO,
Matt
Big
Fresh.
Time.
Who
Shit.
Birdman?
I know he's Genesis. He was with Phil Collins. Phil Collins' boy. Remember that song Big Time, WrestleMania 22. You can go back to then. Somebody help me out with my second song. What's the song? Fans help me out. Had the song Big Time, WrestleMania. But our music range is wide. Phil Collins, Santana, Eric
Hmm.
Clapton, Who Shot the Sheriff, of course, Bob Marley. See which did you see the Bob Marley trailer? You going to look into seeing that? The Bob Marley movie?
I haven't seen it, but I'm close with his nephew, Nico. We played together on the Washington Commanders. And
Like I used to say,
uh, yeah,
I still call him the
and
other name by mistake.
Yo, every time I hear the name to watch the
because
command, the commanders, I'm
that was
like,
when I played. Like I never actually played for the Commanders, so like it takes my brain a second to process because I never played. It was actually easier when it was the Washington football team. I used to just roll off my
Yeah.
tongue, but then the Commanders threw me off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like,
So
what kind of Power Rangers team is this shit? The Commanders. Sound like something used to come on after the Beetleborgs and shit.
Don't even start with that. I heard they trying to move the Commanders. You heard that? They might move the Commanders from Landover.
yeah, they are gonna move them. They're gonna move them closer to the training facility in Virginia. People forget that the facility's in Ashburn.
Ashburn, yeah.
So
And
like if you live like a lot of players live by Ashburn and Ashburn because they got to be there like 5 days out the week, and then one day out the week they got to go to Landover. Well, if you live in Ashburn, and you got to drive to Landover and deal with NFL game day traffic. That's like an hour and a half drive
Yeah.
Sir.
each way.
Yes. So you talking about minimum 3 hours. That's if you ain't got to stop and take a piss. Or you got to,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't realize the DC team, the Commanders stadium is in Maryland. It's not in DC.
Yeah.
You don't realize
I
that.
thought they was gonna go back to
That's wild.
RFK.
RFK Stadium, yeah.
Excuse me, Jesus.
You alright, man? You good? You tired from some spitting out that verse that AJ said wasn't dope? Is Eminem?
Nah, I'm tired from writing and drawing. That's what I'm tired from. I didn't go to sleep like two
Let's get a
something, banging
real.
out this design shit.
So let's go to wrestling, brother AJ. You was in WWE for the first run. They released you. They bought you back. Uh, how do you feel? Do you feel like you was a different person and performer the second go around as the first?
Yeah, I mean, in wrestling, you get better every year, every match, you get better with every experience you have. So I'm better now than I was last week before I had I just had matches at CCW and Memphis Wrestling, and this past weekend, and obviously I'm going to TNA this weekend. So like, I'm gonna be better next week than I was this
Yes.
week. You know, that's just
Yeah.
That's just how wrestling works. Wrestling is not like, yes, there's a time where you get worse. You know what I'm saying? Like with age, you can't do the stuff that you used to be able to do. But like wrestling like, for example, the way I wrestle now is completely different than how I wrestled 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was hell bent on proving how athletic I was, as if I didn't already prove that by playing in the NFL for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like now I realize my job can be way easier just being the big, strong, scary asshole, right?
Right.
And doing shit that like doesn't cause as much damage to my opponent in reality. Like I had a 25-minute main event last week with Cha Cha Charlie at CCW's. Packed the joint out. Biggest crowd they ever had. And like Charlie is a 5'9" baby face, right? So like, yeah, I could have power bombed him and power slammed him and suplexed him and did whatever I wanted to him. But like I focus more on stuff that isn't a bump because I'm trying to protect my opponent, like in real life, not in kayfabe, but in real life. Like if I can do a 25-minute match with you and you bump 3 or 4 times, then I'm really fucking good at my job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to like a lot of young wrestlers will like their opponent will be down on the ground, and rather than going to the crowd to get some heat, they'll pick them up and then body slam them again. Like what did you do that for? All you did was just add a bump to this dude. He didn't do like I try to do as little actual physical harm to my opponent and get as much character shit in that I can. Because roles reverse, I'm not doing all that shit. Like I don't care how big, like even if I'm facing Omos, like I'm not taking 10 bumps against Omos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we gonna work smart and I'm gonna, Yoko out to my feet, or you know what I'm saying, have him bump me once and then I'll sell to the corner and have him work me in the corner, then have him give me a chop and I'll sell to the next corner and he'll work me in the corner
Yeah.
there. But like I'm not going to just be bumping all around because the whole point of wrestling is to tell a story and both of y'all get out safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And too many people nowadays are like so focused on moves and spots and all this other shit that's like not storytelling, that like me coming out telling a simple wrestling story that everyone knows, I'm bigger than this guy. I'm gonna beat his ass. Every once in a while he fights back. I cut him off. He fights back. I cut him off. Eventually he comes back. Oh no, I kicked out. Now we go to the finish. Like the story is to be told. That was Montez Ford calling me because a lot of people don't know this, but I'm the executive producer of his next project. So he's almost here.
Ready
So
Oh,
first.
so
Okay.
we gotta wrap that up.
All right. Cool. Well, tell him shout out to him. We love his work and big ups to him. All right, guy. Hit you up with a couple of things. Of course, one of the areas that you're very known for, even outside of the circles. Even my aunts had saw you on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you call it. Is the the bump that you took when you almost fell over the road. You mentioned you and I had talked off air how that saved your life. So can you let people that may not know even seen it of how that air quotes they call a botch when you was on SmackDown how you tripped over the top rope? How did that end up saving your life?
Uh, it was the first step of me realizing that something was wrong with my body. I've been an athletic big man my entire life. That's why I played 6 years in the NFL, and because of it, I went to the doctor and found out that I had diabetes. The thing that I talk about more in that is that it showed me a lot about people because the entire time that I was going through the thing that I was going through with diabetes and not telling people what was going on, certain people was using that as an opportunity to try to shit on me. And now those people want to be my friend, and now they can kiss the widest part of my ass. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if they have a problem with it. The biggest part of that to me is the fact that like it was able to. I'm now at a way better place physically because of it. And I'm grateful that I can still do everything that I want to do. Because that could have went the other way. Um, but yeah. Uh, that's pretty much that.
Does that make you feel any type of way that you have people, they will call you flop dollar. Oh, look, he's too big. He flipped. You see all the things on social media with the
No,
internet
because
wrestling
people no,
community.
because people that act like that, they don't begin pussy. Like they don't
Yeah.
like people.
Right. Don't get that
Pe-
back
pe-
relaxed.
you know what I'm saying? People who act like that, that come in my mentions and don't know me from a can of paint, but feel like can say these things to me behind the animosity of a oh sorry animosity, the anonymity of a Twitter profile. Like I don't care what them people think. Like in real life, then people would beg me for an autograph. In real life, then people would stop me in the streets and beg me to take a picture with them. They would give me money
Right.
to give for me to sign something for them. Like, and then if they don't, like, even if they wouldn't do that, like they wouldn't ever say that shit to my face. Like ever in their life. I've had one interaction with a fan where he tried to say some slick shit to my face and I flamed his ass, gave him like 10 bars, cooking him, making fun of him, and he walked away with his head down like a little kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the one to play with. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't be caring about that. I don't really don't be
Telling
caring
yo.
about that. People who are satisfied with their lives aren't internet trolls. Like,
Exactly.
There we go. There we
Yeah.
go. There
You
we
tell
go.
them, man. Like, look, we from Baltimore for real.
yeah.
You know how we
I tell
say.
Listen.
people,
Don't
I
let,
tell people all the
don't say
time,
it, man.
people are like, oh, what do you feel about people saying these things about you? And I'll be like, bruh, I've seen people get killed for saying something less
Yeah.
than that. Like I've
Stepping
seen
on
people get
shoes.
killed with my own eyes for saying something or doing something less than that. Like this person doesn't understand. They're so stupid that they don't understand like the severity and the consequences that can come from saying the wrong shit to the wrong person. Luckily for them, I am at a point in my life where I don't care what you have to
Right.
say. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? I'm still making money. I don't care what you think. I don't care anything about you. But like, there's a lot of people that don't understand the consequences that can come, and that's why. But the thing is, it never happens in person. It's only on a computer,
Yeah.
man. So I don't be tripping.
You know how it is. We've been seeing people get their ass beat just looking at them the wrong way. Like,
The
what you looking
wrong
at me
way. What
for?
the fuck
You,
is you looking at?
yeah, looking at y'all like
Like,
we
no,
Yo,
we
bro.
listen.
said we said we
Listen.
act we say it all the time.
Look, I was being interviewed by a homie of mine. He has radio show. He was interviewing me, and I told him I was like, "Yo, check this out. I'm gonna say this shit right now, so you can accommodate this shit, and I'm gonna say it again right now. When I reach that level, whatever level of fame I reach, just know that I'm an asshole. I don't care what you say online about me. You can say my artwork. I don't care. You're not where I'm at. You're behind there,
Yeah.
still beating your dick off in your mom's basement. I'm sitting up here in the damn Bahamas
Yeah,
getting my dick sucked G5. So we are not the same. I'm going to be
Uh,
an asshole while you complain about your mediocre ass reality. Boom,
I
there
don't
we
care about
go.
them people, man.
Right. I
I don't
don't
care
care
about
about
them
and
none of
people.
that shit.
and speaking, and our staff member Saw team mentioned this. We are from the city. Speaking of getting in people's faces, brother, you had a back to back, and then we'll end this. We're not gonna end it with this. Well, in question, when lighting note, you had a back and forth with, of course, one of the wrestling managers, Jim Cornette, called you some names.
Oh
You
my
had a back and
god.
forth
Oh,
on
that's
acts,
right.
and I believe he said something about you getting in his face, or you basically told him was like, "Yo, if I meet you face to face, and they gonna be the same thing." He didn't say
Man,
anything back.
they never are like that, man. I don't be caring about these old timey wrestlers that want to go out their way to stay relevant, bro. Like I don't care about. In the last 2 weeks, I've done TMZ, ABC, ESPN, CBS, Fox. Jim Cornette wish he could be on my level. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he gets famous from saying ridiculous things on the internet. Like who cares what a manager from 1987 has to say? Like who cares, bro? Like nobody actually cares. The reason he talks about me is it makes him relevant. I don't ever bring him up. I don't ever say his name. I don't care about that man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the fact that he knows that he can get notoriety talking about me proves that he's beneath me. He's trying to punch up, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
but his arms are too short to box with God.
I feel you.
Shout out
I
to the
feel
Wu
you.
Tang.
Thank you for that. You uh talk about real quick, you being one of the transitional athletes going from the NFL to pro wrestling. You have the Brock Lesnar's who did the same. Gotta give a shout out to one of our favorites, the great late Ernie the Cat Ladd, who was a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl three, the Kansas City Chiefs, transitioned to be a great legendary wrestler. Baron Corbin, currently WWE, former NFL champion. Pat McAfee, your friend, former NFL into wrestling. How's that transition? Do you guys have a brotherhood of you all being former? Oh, Ernie the Cat Land, of course, has passed away. But do you, Baron Corbin, Pat McAfee, the others that had
I
former
mean, yeah,
NFL
we
success?
we 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 talking to each other about NFL stuff, in the locker room or whatnot, because other people can't relate.
Right.
And a lot of wrestlers get mad when I say this, but I don't care. It's the truth. Wrestling is so much easier than playing football. Um, like wrestling, the whole objective is neither one of us should come out of this match hurt. Like, let's tell a story, let's get the crowd behind us, let's do what we got to do, but neither one of us comes out of this getting hurt. In the NFL, I don't give a shit if you get hurt. Like, if me and you are going to war 60 snaps and you get
Yeah.
hurt and now they got to bring in a worse player to try to stop me, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
if I have a chance to dump you on your head, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's a pile behind you, I'm gonna push you over it. Like, this is guerrilla warfare. This is gladiator warfare. We are out here. You can die, and people have died wrestling, but you can die anytime you step on a football field. Like, and you got to make peace with that every time you go out there too. Um, any play could be your last play. You know what I'm
You
saying? So
seen it.
like, football is just different, bro. It's just different. And also, football is like 4 hours long. Wrestling is like at most, if yeah, the longest match I've ever done is 32 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It ain't the old school way where, Flair with the Broadways in the
nah,
80s and
and
the
even
70s.
still, the Broadway's are only 60 minutes. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? Still 60 minutes, don't get me wrong. That's really hard to do. But like, a 4 hour football game where you're fighting for your life every play is completely different. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got guys like Brock Lesnar who tried to transition to the NFL, and he himself was like, "Yo, the guys that can play in the NFL are different, man. I couldn't make it do."
Yeah. Oh, you gotta mention Goldberg as well. Another
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
transitional. Shall I go? Have you seen since your first time with Vince being in charge? We know Vince isn't. Did you see any differences while you was there right before
I
you got
never,
back?
even when Vince was there, I only ever talked to Vince 3 times ever, and twice was doing Most Wanted Treasures. So like, I've never really talked to Vince. People ask that question all the time. It's like I don't have an answer for you. That's I don't. I didn't talk to Vince. Like I was never one of the guys that like was buddied up going to Vince's office. I talked to him one time for longer than 20 seconds, and it was in the hallway of a show. Like
Oh,
that was,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Have
I'm the
you?
wrong person to.
No, I mean meaning that not really have you talked to Vince, but did you feel any changes in the locker room with the transition that WWE is at now, where Vince isn't in charge, whereas
The locker
Triple
room never.
H,
The locker room
uh,
never. The locker room is not the locker room is completely different than the company whoever's running. The locker room is run by the guys in the locker room. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
So we don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't really. The outside part don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
feel you.
you know what I'm saying? Like when I was there, Vince was in control. Xavier Woods was still playing Tekken with all the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then he was still doing that when Vince wasn't. So like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
AJ Styles was still in there, you know, giving free game. The Usos was giving free
That's my
game,
man.
listening to Nipsey. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
Oh shit.
Yeah, AJ Styles, oh man, we did work with him. Great gamer, great man of God, great dad. Definitely
yeah.
proud of him. Thanks for that. All right, for you
Yeah.
go, man. Top 5 rappers of all time. We know you're gonna say Eminem.
Yeah.
Not number one, but yeah.
All right, so, who's the other four?
My top five rappers of all time. Um at number five, I'll say Lil Wayne. At number four, I'll say Eminem. At number three, I'll say Biggie. At number two, I'll say Jay. And at number one, I'll say Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah,
That's an interesting one. That's interesting.
See, because
That's dope. That's
like
dope.
I can say that you know M or Jay or Big are better rappers than Nipsey, but like when Nipsey rapped, I felt like he was talking to me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I love Jay and Big and M and Wayne and all they're all great rappers. They're all incredible. But like Nipsey's songs sound like he wrote them for me. Like
yeah. You can relate to
that's
that.
the difference. That's the difference.
Right, right. I could dig it. That's what's up. That's what's
All right,
up.
Deb, so I'm gonna have you close it out with one last question before AJ do his work.
Now, this is actually a question that I always wanted to ask a wrestler. I know during lockup, like when y'all lock up, they'll probably like give each other cues or just keeping up with the flow of the match. Has there ever been any moment during lockup when y'all just talked about something random like, yo, are we going, like, who going out later on, or who picking up the tab, or we meeting each other down at the bar, anything like
Yeah,
that?
that happens all the time. But
Oh shit.
the one that's the funniest that I remember is we had a tag team match against Braun and Ricochet when they were a tag team, and when I locked up with Braun, Braun was in there like, "Yeah, brother, you hear how over I am?" And so he used to that was funny that he said, "There's a if you know Braun, you'll think that's hilarious." But there's a lot that happens all the time. Not so much with like younger guys, like when, and I don't really do a lot of lockups. I really don't try to lock up very often because I play D line in the NFL. So if me and you are in this position, your ass should go backwards. You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to hear that. They want to be like, well, maybe I could stop you at the last minute. And I'm like, motherfucker, NFL offensive lineman couldn't do that. So why do you think that your 205-pound ass can? You know what I'm saying? So I avoid lockups usually, unless it's with a really big person. I don't like starting matches with lockups. So, but yeah, that's that.
All right, awesome. That's what's up, man.
Well, AJ, brother, we appreciate your time. You always been a good friend to us. You know, we talk regularly off air. Always been good, positive brother. Definitely good heart. Thank you for your time. All your projects coming up. Give Montez Ford a big shout out to him, and keep us up with everything you have. Real quick, you mentioned about what you have coming up with Tech. Was there anything that you had else coming up for appearances,
Yeah, I'm
giveaways,
everywhere,
shorts?
man. Just check my social media at AJ Francis 410. Once again, that's at AJ Francis 410. I'm gonna be somewhere every weekend, man. So you know what I'm saying, we can do it that
That's
way.
what's up.
All
That's
right,
what's
brother.
up.
Appreciate your time, everybody. This was the exclusive Skype interview with AJ Francis, formerly Top Dollar from WWE. But do not call him that name because he's probably going to give you about 10 bars. Get too close to Frank, going to slap you up and give you that defensive lineman pushback. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
Talk to you
y'all.
soon, man. Thank you.
Peace.